In the quiet corners of the social hierarchy, there is a shadow that follows the light of every successful individual, a silent observer that smiles with its teeth but never with its eyes. You felt it before, the sudden chill in a room when you share good news, or the way a friend's gaze lingers a second too long on your latest achievement, searching for a flaw rather than a reason to celebrate. Most people believe that enemies are found in the distance, but the darkest psychology teaches us that the most dangerous threats are often seated at our own dinner tables. This is the phenomenon of the mirror's envy, a state where your mere existence becomes a painful reminder of someone else's perceived inadequacy. We are embarking on an exploration of the hidden architecture of resentment, peeling back the layers of human interaction to reveal the subtle, jagged edges of secret jealousy. Stay with me, because as we descend into these 7 psychological markers, I will reveal a final, terrifying truth about human nature that most people are too afraid to acknowledge, a secret that explains why those closest to you are often the ones who wish for your fall the most. The first crack in the mask usually appears through the medium of the backhanded compliment, a verbal Trojan horse designed to deliver a payload of doubt under the guise of admiration. When someone is secretly jealous, they cannot openly hate you without appearing small, so they wrap their envy in the soft velvet of praise. They might say, "It's amazing how you got that promotion despite your lack of experience," or "I wish I could be as relaxed about my appearance as you are." These aren't slips of the tongue, they are calculated strikes intended to destabilize your confidence. In the realm of dark psychology, this is known as microaggressive diminishment. By tethering your success to luck or your traits to a negative quality, the jealous individual attempts to reclaim the power they feel they've lost in your presence. They are trying to rewrite your narrative so that your brilliance feels like a fluke. And yet this is merely the surface level of a much deeper pathology that begins to manifest in the way they mirror your very essence. You see, jealousy is often a confused form of worship. If you watch closely, you will notice that the person who resents you most is often the one who mimics you the most intensely. They buy the same clothes, adopt your mannerisms, or suddenly develop an interest in the niche hobbies you've spent years mastering. This is the identity parasite effect. They hate the fact that you possess an original spark they lack, so they attempt to steal the flame by becoming a carbon copy. But because the copy lacks the soul of the original, their frustration grows, leading them to the next stage of hidden resentment, the celebration of your failures. While they may seem supportive during your triumphs, pay attention to their energy when you stumble. When you face a setback, the secretly jealous person will be the first one there, offering a shoulder to cry on, but if you look closely, you'll see a glimmer of relief in their eyes. They aren't comforting you, they are feeding on your misfortune, because it restores the balance of the universe in their favor. It is a subtle psychic vampirism that feels like empathy, but tastes like ash. As we move deeper into this psychological labyrinth, it becomes clear that these behaviors are not isolated incidents, but part of a larger, more sinister pattern. There is a weight to the silence of a jealous person that speaks louder than any shout. Think of the moments when you've achieved something truly remarkable. Most people offer a congratulations, but the envious soul offers a void. They will ignore your success entirely, changing the subject or focusing on a triviality to ensure you don't feel the warmth of validation. This ostracism of excellence is a tool used to make you feel like your achievements are invisible, thereby neutralizing the threat you pose to their ego. They want to bury your light under a blanket of indifference, hoping that if no one acknowledges your fire, it will eventually go out. But as we will see when we reach the ultimate revelation at the end of our journey, this silence is actually the loudest confession of their own perceived inferiority. The tension continues to mount in the form of the public trial. A secretly jealous individual will often wait in a social setting to subtly undermine you. They will share an embarrassing story from your past, disguised as a funny memory, or they will point out a flaw in your logic in front of a crowd. They are looking for a crack in your armor to expose to the world, attempting to lower your social capital so they can feel higher by comparison. This is a game of status chess played in the shadows of conversation. They want the world to see the version of you that they see, the flawed, undeserving version. This behavior stems from a deep-seated belief that the world is a zero-sum game. They believe that for them to have more, you must have less. They do not realize that by trying to dim your light, they only prove how dark their own world has become. Yet, perhaps the most telling sign is the inquisition of detail. When you share a plan or a dream, the jealous person doesn't ask how they can help. They ask questions designed to find the point of failure. Are you sure you've thought this through? Isn't the market too saturated for that? What if it all goes wrong? They frame these as concerns for your well-being, but they are actually seeds of doubt meant to paralyze you. They want to keep you in the same cage of mediocrity they inhabit. If you stay still, they don't have to feel the sting of your movement. This leads us towards a chilling realization about the proximity of envy, that the closer someone is to you, the more precisely they know where to strike. We are approaching the core of this darkness, and soon I will reveal the one trait that separates a true ally from a hidden predator, a secret that will change how you look at every friendship you've ever had. Before we reach that summit, we must recognize the shadow critic. This is the person who talks about you behind your back, not with vitriol, but with a strange, pitying concern. They spread rumors that you're struggling or changing for the worse. By pathologizing your success or your growth, they turn your evolution into a tragedy. This is a defensive mechanism known as narrative poisoning. If they can convince the world that your success has made you a worse person, they can justify their own bitterness. They become the hero of a story where you are the fallen angel. It is a masterful manipulation of perception, ensuring that even when you win, you lose the respect of the collective. But the collective is fickle, and the jealous person knows this better than anyone else. They rely on the fragility of reputation because their own is built on the shaky ground of comparison. As we stand on the precipice of the final truth, consider the physical toll of this resentment. Jealousy is a biological stressor. If you observe the body language of someone who is secretly envious, you will see the closed gates, crossed arms, tightened lips, and eyes that dart away when you make eye contact. Their body is literally rejecting the reality of your presence. They are in a state of constant flight or fight because your success feels like a physical attack on their self-worth. It is a tragedy of the human condition that the very people who should be our pillars often become our heaviest weights. We live in a world that prizes the facade of support while nourishing the roots of competition. But why? Why is the human heart so prone to this rot? The answer lies in the law of the near mirror, the ultimate secret I promise to reveal. The reason those closest to you are the most susceptible to jealousy is because you represent the attainable version of their own unfulfilled potential. A stranger's success is a fairy tale, but your success is a provocation. It proves that greatness was possible for them too, but they failed to grab it. You are the living evidence of their excuses. When they look at you, they don't see your hard work, they see their own wasted time. This is the life-altering thought you must carry. The jealousy of others is not a reflection of your character, but a map of their wounds. Your only responsibility is to keep burning so brightly that the shadows have nowhere left to hide. You must realize that to be envied is the final tax on greatness, a price paid by those who dare to step out of the gray masses. The world will try to pull you back into the fog, to make you feel guilty for your light, but you must remember that a star does not ask for permission to shine. It simply exists, indifferent to the darkness that surrounds it. You must become that star, standing firm in the knowledge that while they watch you, while they whisper, and while they wait for you to stumble, they are only confirming what you already know, that you are moving in a direction they can only dream of. And so, as you navigate the treacherous waters of human emotion, remember that in the quiet corners of the social hierarchy, there is a shadow that follows the light of every successful individual, a silent observer that smiles with its teeth but never with its eyes.